The current problem with community design today concerns the walkability of and amount of green space in parks and rec areas and communities, the way in which people choose to travel in their community, pollution, and access to healthy and organic sources of food. The Apple Valley area community is great because it already has many great parks and available green space, recreation areas, recreational facilities, growth in the opening of healthy food stores, and an overall cleanliness about it.
However, there is also a lack of walkable and bikeable routes with safe road crossings. This lowers the health of the community by decreasing the amount of exercise that they do. And for those that do venture outside, it poses a health risk to people because they have the threat of being harmed by a vehicle.
In order to compare the walkability, or one's ability to rely on walking as transportation in a city, we can compare the walk score of various cities in Minnesota. Minneapolis, for example, a city that is notorious for being biker-friendly and full of farmers markets, has a walk score of 68 and a bike score of 81. In contrast, however, the cities in Dakota County are much less walkable. Rosemount, Apple Valley, and Eagan each have walk scores of 20, 21, and 21, respectively. These suburban cities, just 20 or 30 minutes away from Minneapolis, have a drastically lower walkability and walk score. Since Minneapolis has such a high walk score, this gives us a good example to model Dakota County's community design on, and shows how weather and being in Minnesota can't stop a community from being healthy and walkable.
Because Apple Valley has a low walk score, the number of people walking or biking along roads doesn't compare well to the amount of people driving. The amount of people walking or biking to school, along with other close places, has decreased significantly. Sidewalks currently are not entirely safe or wide enough to allow many people to walk on them at once, and 88% of pedestrian accidents are a result of this.
Pedestrian safety is a crucial factor in designing a community. Cedar Avenue is one of the busiest streets in the metropolitan Apple Valley area. The skyway down by the transit parking ramp and Cub Foods has allowed for safe passage of walkers and bikers across this bustling avenue. However, a little further down by 147th and Caribou Coffee, there is no skyway connecting the bus stops.
The best solution to this problem would be to have more accessible and wider walking and bike paths. This will decrease the amount of accidents while also letting community members know that it's safe to walk and bike to the places that they need to go to, which will result in an increase in physical activity and a decrease in the reliance on transportation in cars and buses that will also help to decrease pollution. Included in having more walkable and bikeable cities, it would serve to increase the number of skyways over busy streets and intersections. This will help pedestrians from having to make unsafe crossings in their journeys. One major development that is already occurring is the North Creek Greenway project. The 14-mile greenway will connect important regional destinations, including Lebanon Hills, the Minnesota Zoo, downtown Farmington, the Vermilion River, and Whitetail Woods Regional Park. Thing that community members can do to help solve the problem will be to simply go out and take advantage of trails and routes that they do have. Community members can also email the representatives and state legislatures to encourage them to create the change in the bike routes and walking routes and let them know that you support making your community more bikeable and walkable.